All right, everybody, let me give you another scenario here. Okay, your boss has just given you this huge project. And not only is it going to be a big project where you have to submit a huge report, but they want you to do a presentation on top of it. They just want you to come up and just blow them away with what they have for you. Okay, so here you go. You've got this huge report, this huge thing, this huge presentation you're going to have to do. But here's the kicker. It's not due tomorrow or in 2 days when you're under the gun and under pressure. It's due in 2 weeks. So now you go, oh, fine, easy. I got this, 2 weeks. I don't even have to stress. And what happens? Well, if you're like me, you don't do anything for the first, second, third day. You think about it a little bit on the fourth and fifth day. You might do a little bit of work on the sixth day, seventh day. Now you put it aside because it's not that important because you've got some other things going on and you had the big game on the weekend. So now you go to the 10th day, 11th day. Oh my gosh, I got a huge report due in 2 days and 3 days and I got to get on it. And now I'm stressed and I'm going to throw together something. It's not going to be my best work, even though I've convinced myself over years of procrastination that I do my best work when I'm under pressure. Let me give you a hint here. You don't do your best work when you're under pressure. You do the adequate work under pressure. And you might have got A's in college or in high school waiting to the last minute. That's not really how life works when you want to be a leader, when you really want to excel and be the best of who you are. So here's some hints. Here's some things that I've instituted in my life, and I encourage you, these are things that are going to help you to get that project done in 2 weeks. All right, first thing you're going to do is you're going to make a plan. Make this plan, look at what you need to do, and then break it up into some micro projects. All right, don't look at it as the whole thing. Look at it in little parts. I got to do this. I got to get the research. I got to put together this. How am I going to, what's the formatting going to be? My presentation. Break it all up into little bits that you can easily digest and easily work on, because it's going to lead right into the second thing, and that's going to be using this thing called a time box. And what a time box is that you're literally going to put time in a box and you're going to say, I'm only going to work on this project for 25 minutes today or right now. So what you do is you literally set an alarm, 25 minutes, and you start working. When that 25 minutes is up, you put it aside, go to your other projects, go to the other things that you need to do that day. You might do that 3 or 4 times in a day, but you're only going to work for 20 to 30-minute blocks, okay? Time boxes. And what it does is it relieves the stress off of you of this have to do it all right now. I have to sit down, I got to plan everything, I got to get my, my room just right, I got to get the music on, I got to get everybody away from me so I can, no. Break it up into little 20-minute, 30-minute blocks and just work on it that way. Okay, so the first thing is plan micro projects, and then time box. And then the fourth thing is you want to finish your project 2 to 3 days before it's actually due. So if it's due on Friday, you want to have it done by Wednesday. Why? Well, number one, you've got the time, right? Because it's 2 weeks off and you can do all the work within that amount of time. So might as well get it done early, because then it reduces your stress. Also, if you want to make changes, you start putting this thing together and you're going, you know what? I really don't like how this looks. I really don't like the feel. I don't like the tone. So I want to kind of reword this, and I want to redo this part, and I want to make my presentation have more humor, or I want to bring it more energy to it. So I want to also do that in my handouts and stuff. So I get the project done ahead of time. It allows me to make changes and to tweak and to do those things necessary to bring my best, because ultimately that's what I want to do, is bring my best, right? Then also, by having it done early, your boss is going to do this. Hey, that project I gave you? I need you to add this, this, and this to that. I need you to make sure that you're including this, this, and this. Well, I wasn't including that. So now I got to go back. I got to make changes. I can readapt. I can do different things, because your boss is going to go, hey, can you add this one thing to that project? And they're not going to wait. They're not going to tell you until, Wednesday or Thursday before it's due on Friday. Exactly. The last thing is, what if you get sick? What if you're in that 14-day time period between getting the project request and turning in that project, something happens? What if you got a big weekend planned that weekend? Well, guess what? You can work that into your plan, into your schedule, so that you have time allowed it, so that if something comes up, if you get sick, if you need to take some days off, you've built a buffer in there. Again, the goal is to do your best, to be your best always. And I know sometimes we're going, this is just a simple thing I need to knock out. Well, yeah, but still be your best. It's not so much for the company. It's not so much for your boss. It's for you personally. It's to build up your character, to build up who you are. So if you want to be your best, don't wait till the last minute. For years, I did that. I struggled with that. I was Mr. Procrastinator. Well, I'm learning now I can't do that. I need to work on it a little bit. I got to come up with a plan. I got to work it in microbursts. I've got to put my time in a box and say I'm only going to work for, 30, 45 minutes here, because if I don't, I'm going to spend 6 hours on this project and it's going to eat up everything. Don't do that. All right? Be your best. All right, so here it is. I want to recap because I've been going all over the place and talking about all other things. So here we go. Recap. Number one, make a plan. Break up the project into small, bite-sized projects. Use time in a box. Only do 20 to 30-minute break or boxes of time and work. And then the last thing is schedule yourself to where you're finished ahead of time, so that you have time to make changes. You have time to actually bring your best to that project. All right, guys, I hope this helps you out. I hope this helps lead you in moving forward in who you are and your character and as a leader, and also makes you successful in your overall life. Okay, guys, I love you guys. Leave some comments if you've gone through this process, if you've learned the hard way, or if you have another process that works and it works for you. I'd love to share that to everybody who watches and who reads the comments. So please leave a comment on that. Like, subscribe, share, let people know about what we're doing here on Trim the Wick and helping people move forward and be their best. All right, guys, I'll talk to you again later. Love you, bye.